Let me through! Let me through! Let me through! That's my son! That's my boy! My boy!
Get up. Easy. Easy. This is not where you want to be.
Fuck, man. Fuck. He really got starched out in the first round. He's not a different man. That 3-fight win streak that Dominick Reyes was on, it was all for nothing. He's the same guy. The same guy that got knocked out by Ryan Spann. I was really believing in the hype. And that's what got to me. That's why I picked Reyes. Carlos Ulberg, he's getting the next title shot. He has to get the next title shot. 9-fight win streak, come on. Like, I know Yuri, they're probably going to want to do Yuri if Uncle Ive wins, but, like, come on, man. Give it to Ulberg at this point. For Reyes, I want to see Reyes fight Johnny Walker. Glass chin versus glass chin. That is the fight to make. They could do Reyes versus Jamal Hill. I don't really care for that fight. Like, that fight does nothing. You know? Jamal Hill's a shell of his former self, and I still give him a chance of knocking out Reyes. But with Johnny Walker, do that fight. That is the fight to make. Reyes versus Walker. Ulberg, give him the title shot. What else is there to say? Like, Reyes, I don't know what he was thinking, man. He just looked shit. He looked shy. Like, his movements were off. Just left himself open to that big right hand. Like, he was, like, defending like this. His left hand was over here. His right hand was over here. The left side of his face was just completely open for Ulberg's right. Ulberg was an orthodox. So I don't know, like, what he was doing. He just moved in just to get knocked out. Like, what do you think, Reyes, is going to happen? Like, he's not going to throw punches? Of course he is. He gets starched out bad. Ground and pound finish. It's just horrible. Fucking horrible. I was believing in the biggest comeback story in the history of the sport would have been this. Bigger than Oliveira. This would have been so much bigger than Charles Oliveira. If Reyes had beat Ulberg and gotten a title shot and become champion, that would be the biggest in the sport's history. From a 4-fight losing streak to a 4-fight winning streak. But now it's over. People are saying he should retire, maybe. I mean, I think he could have some fun fights left, like Johnny Walker. They might do Jamal Hill, but yeah, he's never going to amount to anything. He's never going to beat the top 5. And he's never going to get a title shot. He's never going to be champion. It's over for Dominick Reyes. Which is so sad to me. Because this is the man that beat the demon. And I'm not a Carlos Ulberg hater. Good win from him. I don't think Carlos Ulberg can beat Ankalaev. I don't think he can beat Yuri Prochazka. I really don't. For Pereira, though, they're both... We have to see what Pereira looks like in this fight coming up and on October 4th. Because that's going to say a lot. If he looks scary and deadly, then I still give Pereira a shot to beat anybody in the division. But that Carlos Ulberg that we saw last night, that was scary fast. Or maybe it was just because Dominick Reyes is the same guy that he always been these past few years, and he's never changed. Co-main event, Jimmy Crute versus Ivan Erslan. Cut Ivan Erslan. 3-fight losing streak in the UFC. I get confused with him versus Ibo Aslan. Jimmy Crute. Do Jimmy Crute versus Zhang Mingyang. That's the fight to make. He says he wants to fight again in February. Do that fight. Crute versus Mingyang Zhang. I like Jimmy Crute's new fighting style. Going for takedowns, going for submissions. Marcin Prachnio, now Ivan Erslan. Some bottom-of-the-barrel fighters for sure. Now to step it up a little, give him Zhang Mingyang, because Zhang Mingyang just lost to Walker, so that's the fight to make. I hate the mullet, but what else can I say? Ivan Erslan sucks. Cut him from the sport. Jack Jenkins versus Ramon Taveras. Good fight from Jack Jenkins, spamming the head kicks. wobbled him with the head kick in the first round. Tavares has a fucking chin, though. You gotta admit that. Ramon Tavares is a tough motherfucker, and he's really durable. So we'll see where he goes from here. Jack Jenkins, I don't think he makes it far. The Ben Askren look-alike. What else is there to say about this fight? Like, he looked decent. Decent scrap. This is the fight I want to talk about, though. Jake Matthews versus Neil Magny. This was supposed to be Jake Matthews' breakout performance to get into the rankings. He was on a 3-fight winning streak. He was looking good. Dominated Chidi Njokwani. Was now about to fight Neil Magny, who's a similar build, similar look to Chidi. And in the first round, in the last second, the referee stopped the fight when there was 1 second left before the bell rang. The referee said, "Stop. It's over." Neil Magny pops right back up. He did not tap out. He did not go to sleep. The fight is still on. Jake Matthews was already celebrating. You know, he was waving his arms, thinking that he won the fight. And now on Twitter, some recent developments have come up. Jake Matthews and his team are going to, like, protest the fight and send it to, like, the higher authorities and the athletic commission and all of that. I don't think it's going to change the fact that you fucked it up and you yourself got submitted in the third round. I don't think that's going to go anywhere. Neil Magny takes another pretty white boy soul, just like he did Mike Malott. I literally jinxed it. At the end of the second round, Jake Matthews, he won round 1, he won round 2. At the end of the second round, if you were watching the stream, you knew that I said, Neil Magny, in order for him to win this fight, he needs a big knee on Jake Matthews as he's coming in for a takedown. He knees Jake Matthews up against the cage, in the face. And that's what led to the disaster. Jake Matthews, I mean, he doesn't get knocked out by the knee or anything, or knocked down, but you can see that it hurt him, it affected him, and Jake just slows down. He makes low IQ moves, he gets taken down, and eventually Neil Magny gets the submission. I can't believe I jinxed that live. It's like, okay, Jake Matthews, he's going to win this fight, he just needs to survive the third round. And Neil Magny, he heard me. All the way from the other side of the planet in Perth, Australia, he heard that I said he needs to knee him. That's the only way he's going to win, and that's what happened. The year of the Unks remains undefeated. 38 years old. Jake Matthews, man. You would think that because he's been fighting since he was like 19, or earlier than that, but in the UFC, he's had all this experience, and he's still young. He's 31. He's in his prime right now. You would think that that would be his breakout, but no. There's just some people that no matter how many times they fight, no matter how hard they train, they're just going to be mediocre. They're never going to amount to much, and that's going to be Jake Matthews. This would be a very hard fight to predict. I don't think many, if at all, any YouTubers predicted Neil Magny. Maybe some smaller ones. But all of the big YouTubers, I'm pretty sure, picked Jake Matthews, including myself. So, what else is there to say? Like, it sucks because if you are in Jake Matthews' position at the end of the first round, like, that would drain you. Like, yeah, that would demoralize you. Neil Magny's arm kind of stiffened out, and I guess that's why the ref saw that and decided to stop the fight. But Neil Magny protested, popped back up. Sucks for Jake. But, you know, Tom Nolan versus Charlie Campbell. I picked Charlie Campbell for this one. Because I figured, you know, there was going to be one upset in this fight where the Australian would lose, and I got the fights flipped. I thought Jake Matthews was going to beat Neil Magny, and I thought Charlie Campbell was going to beat Tom Nolan. And he was looking good for the first few minutes. Got big knockdown. I don't like that he told him to get back up multiple times. Take it to the ground. You're fighting a guy who's taller than you, who has more reach than you, who has a striker's build. Why are you taking that fight on the feet? You had a good knockdown. Just keep it on the ground. You would have won round one easily. If you knocked him down and then just stalled the rest of the round on the ground by smothering him, you would have easily won round 1, and then you could have won the rest of the fight if you had just stick to a smarter game plan. Very low IQ fight performance from Charlie Campbell. I regret picking him. Good win from Tom Nolan. I guess he's getting married or something, so... Yeah. Navajo Sterling versus Rodolfo Bellato. I'm so glad that Rodolfo Bellato lost this fight. The pussy motherfucker, he has a chin. You have to admit. But apparently he didn't have a chin when he got grazed by that Paul Craig up kick. Apparently he didn't have a chin then, but he's got a chin now. Took some big shots from Navajo Sterling. I knew Navajo was going to win this fight. He still didn't get a knockout. We're going to have to see Navajo Sterling get a big finish eventually. But I'm pretty sure this is his third fight by decision. It was Ivan Erslan, Tuco Tacos, and now Rodolfo Bellato. Bottom of the barrel competition, but now it's time to up it up a little. Are they going to give him a ranked fighter? I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's young. I don't know his age, but he's got to be like mid-20s, I think. So, yeah, keep your eyes out on Navajo Sterling. Looks very odd phenotype, but kind of exciting fighter. Cam Rowson versus Andre Petrosky. Cam Rowson was on the Dana White's Contender Series a few weeks ago, up against a seasoned veteran of the sport, Andre Petrosky. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. Cam Rowson catches him on the temple, knocks him down, finishes the fight. There's just going to be those fights that you can't predict. And Cam Rowson was one of them. Good win from him. Didn't take a lot of damage. He's tall. You know, he's taller and bigger than I expected. This is the guy that lost to Torres Finney in the Contender Series a few years ago. So that was another factor coming into this, why I didn't pick Cam. But he proved me wrong. Good win from him. Jamie Malarkey versus Rolando Bedoya. My Peruvian predictions continue to hold up. Peruvians suck at mixed martial arts. They are bad fighters. And another Peruvian has lost. And look, Jamie Malarkey isn't a good fighter himself. He sucks. I don't know what happened to Jamie Malarkey's eyebrows. I guess they were stolen by Neil Magny or Cedric Dumas. But they're gone. Rolando Bedoya, he wasn't looking horrible. He won round 3. But it didn't matter. I will pick any fighter. I would pick Indians over Peruvians. If we ever get Indian versus Peruvian fighter, I'm going to pick Anshul Jabli. Okay? Like I am. Like it's lightweight too. Anshul Jabli fights at lightweight. As far as I'm concerned, Anshul Jabli hasn't been cut. If they do Anshul Jabli versus Rolando Bedoya, I'm picking Jabli. That's how bad Peruvians are. Kevin Borjas, James Lontop, now Rolando Bedoya. There's another Peruvian in there whose name I forget. They just suck. Colby Thickenese versus Josias Musasa. Colby Thickenese decides to nutshot Musasa. Kunta kente Musasa. I just want to eat my fufu, my jollof rice, my yams. You know? I want to go take a piece because I get nutshotted by Colby Thickenese. This sucks for Musasa. He's a lot smaller than I anticipated. I gotta look at my prediction videos. I would get so many more predictions right if I make my prediction videos after the fighter face-offs. I'm gonna do that for the cards here on out. I made this prediction video before the fighter face-offs, and that's how I got some of these wrong. This was one of them. This was one of those fights I got wrong. Musasa looks really small in there. Looked good in the first round until that nut shot. Sucks for him. Montagu versus Luana Carolina. Montagu wins. Don't care about this one. This is another fight I'm talking about. If I looked at the face-offs, Brando Pericic looked massive. He's like 6'6", 6'5". Elisha Ellison looks small. Elisha Ellison should be fighting at light heavyweight. He looks so tiny. He looks so tiny in there. The melanin points don't save you. I'm guessing with the last name like this, he's Serb. He looks Serb. He could be Croatian. I don't know. Either or. Big Balkan fucker. Exciting new heavyweight. We'll see how how far he goes. There's some new Balkan heavyweights now. Ante Delija, now this guy. I know he's Australian, but still, his heritage. He's from the Balkans with a name like that. And this fight, I didn't even watch this fight, to be honest. I started watching from here on. I didn't even care for this one. Loma Lukbumi versus Alexa Tainara. I can't tell you what happened in this fight because I just couldn't give less of a shit. It was a decent card. I wish we had the Tafa brothers. Just kidding. No, fuck the Tafa brothers. Cut them forever. Especially Justin Tafa. Cut that fat fuck Justin Tafa for not making weight at two. You can't make 265 and you're 6 foot. What a disgrace. What an embarrassment. Paul Blart Tafa. The mall cop. Gross. We've got UFC 320 coming up. That's all I got for you in this recap video. Peace out. Subscribe to my channel, motherfuckers. Tune in for UFC 320 stream. That's going to be a good one. I'm going to start... I'll probably start... Like, I want to see a Teba Gautier, so there for sure. Any other fights? Yusang Yu's fighting. The guy that knocked out Jeka Sarij. Bummy Mix. I'll probably start around Edmund Shabazian. I'll start when this fight's about to happen, and then we'll go from there. Yeah. This is going to be a great card. I can't wait. Peace out.